Ah, hello, my love. Why are you up at this late hour? I see. Sleep eludes you, so you're going to get something warm to drink to see if that helps. Well, I've just made some tea, so have some and come back here. I know a way that can get you fast asleep along with a warm cup of tea. Okay. Now, sit down next to me and finish your tea, my dear. Is it good? I tried that new pack of tea leaves that we got from the store. Ah, I'm glad you like it. Now, finish up your tea, then lay your head on my lap. Alright. Are you comfortable? Good. Now, let me tell you a story to help you fall asleep. This story is about a little holy dragon. Hmm? Yes, the story is about me, my love. Now, long ago, there was a holy dragon. He was a ball of energy when he was little. He was always up to something, whether it was playing with his friends or planning out his mischievous pranks. Even though he caused a lot of trouble for his clan of dragons, they still loved and cherished him. Then, one day, tragedy struck the clan. Humans raided their village and took the lives of everyone there. Everyone except the little holy dragon. The small dragon was busy scheming out in the forest during the attack. When he heard the screams, he flew back as fast as he could, but it was already too late. All of his friends and family were gone now. The village looked like a battlefield. Buildings were crumbling around him in flames. He was overwhelmed with emotions, but he knew he couldn't stay long as the humans would be coming back at any moment. He fled deep into the forest. He kept running on the ground in fear that the humans would spot him if he flew. Eventually, his legs gave out on him, and he collapsed from exhaustion. He pulled himself to a hollowed-out tree to rest. As he sat there, he could no longer hold back his tears. They flowed out like an unending torrent. Every time he saw his own scales, he couldn't help but feel shame for not being there when his clan was in trouble. He felt like he didn't deserve to don his gold and silver scales. So, he transformed himself into a panda that he saw one day while he was out into the forest. For years, he hid himself as a panda, though no matter what he did, he always felt out of place. He could never find a place to call home, and there was no one there who would be his friend. Eventually, after a long while, he isolated himself, kept everyone at a distance. Even when the other pandas started to warm up to him, he pushed them away, because he no longer felt worthy of being anyone's friend. Then, one day, after wandering through the mountains, he saw a gathering of a dragon clan. The only thing different with this clan is that it didn't only consist of dragons, but also other species as well. The disguised dragon was hesitant at first to approach them, but something was pushing him to join them. Like, He was being pulled by an invisible string. He made his way towards two of the dragons there, as the other dragons and beings had left the gathering. The two dragons noticed him and asked the panda before them for their name. It's Ishiro, said the panda. The dragons looked at him for a moment before welcoming him. They introduced themselves as the Eclipse Dragon and Scourge of the Sea. They asked him if he lives nearby, but Ishiro told them that he didn't have a home, and that he was just wandering from place to place. There was a hint of sadness in his voice that the dragons had picked up on. They offered him a place in their clan, but Ishiro was afraid that he wouldn't be accepted. He thanked them for the offer, but told them that he'll be coming by for a while. As time went by, Ishiro started to grow more comfortable with this new clan. The clan even gave him a nickname of sorts, and started calling him Yushi. After a few months, Yushi eventually found himself accepted into the clan. All of Yushi's doubts and fears were now replaced with hope and acceptance. One day, Yushi decided that it was time to reveal his true form. He was scared at first, pacing back and forth by himself. But then the Eclipse Dragon called out to him to see if he was alright. Yushi tried to calm himself down and told the Eclipse Dragon about his real form, and that he was scared to tell everyone else. The dragon placed its hand on Yushi's shoulder and told him that no matter what happens, the Dragon Clan will always accept him as their own. Yushi, with tears in his eyes and a newfound determination, thanked the Eclipse Dragon. Both of them went out to the center of the town, where everyone was gathered. Yushi then transformed back into his original form. Everyone was silent after his transformation. Yushi started to feel scared and anxious until everyone crowded around him with bright smiles on their faces. They were asking him many questions about why he concealed his true form. Yushi told them about what happened to his previous clan. His hands started to tremble, recounting the details. Then, one of the dragons grabbed his hand and told him that he didn't need to tell them he wasn't ready yet. Yushi thanked them with tears in his eyes. After that, Yushi started to feel more like himself. His childlike antics started to plague the Dragon Clan, but they were happy to see Yushi more comfortable now than he was when he first visited them. Then, one day, a new stranger came to the village, and that stranger took Yushi's heart. Their smile drew Yushi's attention like a moth attracted to a flame. Yushi couldn't help but sneak around them and follow them throughout the village. Then, one day that stranger caught them. With nowhere left to go, Yushi stood there like a flustered mess. This stranger introduced themselves with a smile and asked for Yushi's name. It's Yushi, the Holy Dragon said timidly. The stranger laughed, saying that Yushi's actions were very cute. Yushi couldn't help but hide their face in embarrassment. Then, the stranger offered to hang out with Yushi to get to know him a bit better. Yushi, with their face now a deep shade of red, timidly agreed to go out with them. The stranger laughed and said it was a date. Yushi couldn't help but stammer, trying to find the words to tell the stranger that it was a hangout and not a date. But the stranger had already left, once again leaving Yushi in a flustered state. Then, over time, Yushi and the stranger started to become closer. And now, here we are. Yushi telling a story to this very stranger that is now resting on his lap. Good night, my love. May your sleep be peaceful, and your dreams wonderful.